Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm going to do an unboxing video for the new liquid-filled Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here. This is an exclusively retail product from a company called Bad World. It's an online retailer out in the United Kingdom that specializes in liquid-filled records. It seems like most of what they do is modern records that are liquid-filled. Now, there's some vintage bands like Pink Floyd, but for the most part, it's your Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, that type of thing. Liquid-filled. Liquid-filled records have been around a while. I think Jack White maybe did the first one with Third Man Records. That was a notorious issue because they all leaked, they all dried out, they all were problems. Apparently technology has improved. I don't know, I really don't have a lot of liquid-filled records in my collection. And by not a lot, I mean I have none. I have this one. So this was supposed to be an unboxing, but there's really nothing to unbox, so I'm gonna just show it to you. And the reason there's nothing to unbox is because it kind of came like this. It came the record, the inner sleeve, and the jacket. I will start by showing you the jacket and move from there. This particular release was a limited edition of 72 hours worth of sales. It wasn't a numbered release. It was however many they could sell in 72 hours. I actually think it went a little over. It went 4 days, not 3. I'm assuming quite a bit of these were sold. It wasn't wildly expensive, maybe 50 pounds. But yeah, here's the jacket. This looks like a jacket that was made not at a professional printer per se, but more of a jacket that was made at, I don't know. This looks like it's not the highest quality. The cut lines are pretty bad. Here you can see it's kind of chipping away. Oh, there we go. Right, so, okay, I'll do a little trimming here, just a little finger trim. Okay, so the cut lines aren't that good, and this kind of looks like, yeah, it looks like a handmade jacket. It looks okay, it's passable, but this is nothing like the quality that you would get from a professional jacket printer per se, okay? Now, when it comes to the sleeve, this actually looks like it was printed on a high quality inkjet printer. I'm kind of getting inkjet vibes. Not really something I don't think you'd ever store the record in per se, but it is included. So you've got the jacket, you've got the inner sleeve, you don't have the postcard, but then you have the actual record. And it is a liquid-filled, quad liquid-filled. You've got 4 individual bladders. You've got a blue, a green, a red, and a yellow. Let's pop it out of there and take a look. Let me move my jacket here off to the side. There we go. Okay. So check this out. Now this is very interesting for a few reasons. I'll talk to you about them in a second. This is thick. And it's thick because this is actually 2 vinyl records glued together. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to show that to you because the camera's not gonna focus, but it's 2 individual vinyl discs. This is not a picture disc. This is 2 individual vinyl records glued together on top of a bladder. And you can actually stick, your finger in there. In the bladder, it's glued to the bladder. And there it is. I don't know how something like this is going to hold up. I don't know if this is gonna dry out. I don't know what the longevity of this is. When it comes to the mastering, this is not your typical 2016 Bernie Grundman mastered disc. POV, that's pressed on vinyl, play on vinyl. They're a fully integrated place out of the UK that kind of does it all. I think that's POV, I think that's who that is. What does that say? G, Y, hard to see. Let's try this other side. So this is unique because it is a different mastering, and normally Bernie's the one who's been doing all the mastering for the Pink Floyd catalog lately. And he very well could have done the mastering for this because it is a vinyl disc. But for whatever reason, they chose to recut it. Really cool. I don't know where the hell I'm going to store it because I'm not going to put this on my Pink Floyd shelf, you know. I don't want my Blue Triangle Dark Side of the Moon to have, you know, yellow gel on it or whatever is inside of this. But it is quite cool. It is a really cool piece. I think I paid 50 pounds for this. It is going for maybe about $150? Or maybe it was 50 euros? I'm not sure. It's going for more than I paid for it. It's cool. I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. I got all the different variants that came out of this particular 50th anniversary issue. The box set, the record newsstand day version. There's a couple of colored variants out there. So I had to get this one, of course. I'm going to display this somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. But there it is. That is the Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here quad-filled vinyl from Bad World. Like I said, I would imagine this is going to play somewhat decent. Your VTA is going to be off because, like I said, you literally have 2 vinyl discs, like 140 gram vinyl discs, glued to a bladder. So we've got a 3 millimeter thick record. It's beastly. Now it also came in this PVC sleeve of death here. Go ahead and if you got this, keep in mind this is going to off-gas and destroy your record. So this is trash and should be thrown in the trash as such. But that's how it came. I wanted to show you guys everything. Yeah, it's a cool piece. I don't know if I personally, as a record collector, would be all on board, you know, getting all these liquid-filled records from all these different, my favorite artists. If you were a pop fan, like a modern pop fan, this company is making a ton of liquid-filled records for you. I just don't know the longevity on these. I mean, we'll see in the future if these things are holding up 5-10 years down the road. I'm not sure. I doubt it. But, you know, I don't know if there's going to be a huge calling for dried out records, let's say if that's what ends up happening, 10 years down the road. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. I myself wouldn't want a shelf of dried out pop records. Possibly. I mean, you never know. The most goofy stuff is the stuff that sometimes end up being the most collectible in the future. But yeah, there you have it. The liquid-filled Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here.